Just like in any game, also in Game of Grants, there are ups and downs, lows and highs, and in our case, it was the 13th year in the business when huge earthquake happened. I'm Robert Miskov, CEO of Pedal Consulting. We are top performing SME when it comes to number of successfully secured and implemented projects under Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe programs in Central Europe. Since 2010, we had many rejections, which is completely normal when you're applying for public grants. Looking from the macro perspective, we had pretty decent growth. It was all about offense, meaning we were really trying to figure out how to increase the quality, number of submitted proposals, how to come up with new strategies, new innovative campaigns, just to make sure that our company is set on a steady, if not a linear, ideally exponential growth. So our offense was quite good, and the same applies to the defense, which means the implementation of approved projects. We were really trying to over-deliver, impress our consortium partners, submit strong deliverables, run great events, and all these seem to be on the right track. So while we had a very good offense, meaning development team, and also at the same time very good defense, implementation team, we realized, it was an expensive realization as you will see, that almost the entire time we were playing without the goalie, meaning the compliance issues were not properly addressed. Now, I'm really not superstitious, but this is what happened in number 13 of our existence. I'm at my parents' house. Summer 2022, I'm working and I receive an email from the donor. I'm not going to be specific here for the obvious reasons. And the letter basically said that the time reported for two of our employees, full-time employees, over the period of 2 years, 24 months, was considered not trustworthy. What they also said is that they are eliminating 1.5 full-time positions for the entire duration of the project, which lasts for 8 years. And all these translated into financial damage of over 700,000 euros. So obviously this was very frustrating because they didn't question at all the qualitative results, outputs, outcomes of the projects that we delivered. What they questioned is actually the time reported behind these activities. If this letter arrived, say, 3 or 4 years prior to that, it would mean game over. We would not be able to swallow such expensive pill, and we would have to close the shop. Luckily, when it happened, our accountancy was, let's say, stable enough to swallow it. We were able to somehow reflect, learn from it, and move on. The first question that came to my mind was, how is this possible? I immediately called my accountants and asked them, well, guys, look, this is what happened, what went wrong? And what we found out is that even though we were very much in line, respecting the national legislation, which allows, in extreme cases, to have even, say, almost 2 full-time jobs, if not 2 full-time jobs, at the donor level, you were able to report only 8 hours a day, and that's it. So the next things we did is that I contacted my closest colleagues and friends who were in the Game of Grants much longer, and they're wearing, as we say, black belts in this arena, and tried to openly discuss what went wrong, but especially what should be done going forward from our side. That night, I sat down and I wrote 12 pages of things that should happen in our company, should change in order to make sure that this situation is not repeated anymore in the future. One of the major outcomes, but there were, I think, 8 or 9 points that had to be carefully captured and addressed. But one of the important ones is that we agreed and decided to run rather expensive internal audit, but this audit, I want to believe, will save us much more money going forward and making sure that we really skate on the thick ice, as we say. Conclusion, obviously it's all my fault. I should have known, I should have been more cautious, and I guess I learned some things the hard, the expensive way. But now the saying that offense wins games and defense wins championships truly got the important meaning also in this specific context.